get the idea.
The nice company that we always have here. And in fact, speaking of nice company, I think last evening you certainly enjoyed the company of our guest entertainer, our wonderful headliner, Mr. Bob Long. Did a great job. Bob, nice to have you on board.
Nice to be here, Jim.
Really fine show last night. We really enjoyed that very much.
Thank you.
And the guests really did. I could tell by their response.
Thank you so much. Good night. And God bless. And God bless America. And God bless America. Thank you. Thank you.
And you have such a nice, easy manner about you. How did you start? I know you started piano young, but when did you start with the comedy? That's pretty funny stuff.
Well, that's kind of interesting. You know, I started out as a classical pianist, and then I got into jazz. And I just started talking between songs, and pretty soon I started telling a few jokes here and there, and it worked up into an act. So.
But you guys are a great audience. The last cruise I was on had a delightful gay 90s theme. Everybody was either gay or in their 90s. I did a show like this on that cruise, and the next day I was upstairs on deck 11 having lunch, you know, and I overheard a couple of ladies talking. And the first one said, "Did you see the piano player last night?" And the second lady said, "Yes, I did." The first lady said, "Well, was he any good?" The second lady said, "Yes, he's a real good piano player." I wanted to hear what they were going to say, so I got in a little closer. The first one said, "Well, what does he look like?" And the second lady said, "Well, dear, I'll tell you exactly what he looks like. He looks like Ronald Reagan in a Liberace suit." I went down to my cabin, looked in the mirror, I said, "Damn, I think she's right." But you hear some funny stuff when you go around the ship. You hear some crazy stuff, don't you? You probably noticed that. I was walking down the hallway on deck 10. That's where all those fancy suites are. That's where all the rich guys stay up there. I don't live up there. And they gave me a cabin so far down, my steward's name is Jacques Cousteau. Right? But I was walking down the hall on deck 10, and I overheard a rich guy talking to his wife. He said, "Darling, we've been losing money. We have to cut back. Now, if you could learn something about cooking, we could fire the chef." And she said, "Well, if you could learn something about love making, we could fire the gardener." I was walking by the Rendezvous Lounge right out here. That's a nice lounge, isn't it? Isn't that a nice one? That's a hard drinking lounge, too. That's a good... I overheard two guys talking in there, and they were getting pretty drunk. One of them turned to the other one, he said, "You know, my doctor told me that I should limit the number of drinks to 1 drink per day. And this little beauty is for August 27th, 2006. The day I was up by the pool, I happened to be sitting on a newspaper. A lady came up and said, "Are you reading that?" I said, "Yeah." I stood up, flipped a page, sat back down. And then this morning, my wife, she said, "Bob, you remind me of the sea." I said, "Oh, you mean all rough and rugged?" She said, "No, you make me sick." Recently, my wife said, "I think we should get a dog for the kids." And I said, "Well, now that sounds like a fair trade."
And when you say doing jazz and you know, performing, where was that?
Well, it was all over Europe, actually.
Oh.
I grew up in California, but I toured Europe over a 12-year period and played in 300 cities in Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was lying in bed in a hotel room in Stuttgart one year, and I was thinking, how could I put all the different styles of music that I like together in one show?
Mm-hmm.
Because I like boogie-woogie and classical and you know, just everything, blues, rock, jazz. And it occurred to me to do a show like the one I performed last night.
And my favorite composer, which happens to be Chopin. Now, I've taken a composition by Chopin called Fantasy Impromptu, and I've put it together with one of today's great hits by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and I hope you enjoy this arrangement. Thank you very much. That was pretty good.
Well, that's what I think was really popular about your show as well. You covered so many different styles. There was something for everyone. And do you find that the audiences on ships are a little more challenging than, say, land-based audiences for that reason?
Well, in most land-based venues, you get one type of audience. But on a ship, you get a whole different potpourri of different kinds of people who have different kinds of tastes. And actually, it's challenging, but it's really fun for a performer that way, because you get to play a lot of different styles.
Bob Long was a great show.
Thank you.
we just came out of the Bob Long show, and it was great.
It's so energetic, and he mixes, like, he'll get the classical music, but
And then
he'll mix it with like upbeat stuff, and it's so great. And
it's really great.
Yeah.
And I've seen almost every show here, and he is the best. He's our favorite.
It's so energetic, and he's like funny.
He's
So,
really
you know,
funny. He mixes the
makes it so
comedy
much
up,
better.
so it's really funny. It's really casual. I mean, you feel comfortable there.
Which brings me to my next subject, which is classical music. I thought I'd play some classical for you. Would that be all right? Okay. I thought I'd play some classical piano for you. Let me see. For this one, I might need the music. Let's see. I talked to some people who they like classical music too, so hi. Do you like piano music? Here's some. Just by a show of hands, how many people took piano lessons when you were kids? Oh, quite a few. Let me see. Oh, really? Quite a few. Well, then, you probably had to play this one. This is good. This is Mozart. I'm sick of that one too. This isn't really classical, but it's real nice. Scott Joplin.
And your next show, what can we look forward to?
Well, I always include a little boogie woogie, and I always include a little classical.
Oh,
I like
okay.
to get both ends of that spectrum, and a few jokes, I guess.
If they like you, they don't applaud, they just let you live. But I had to take a break every 10 minutes so the audience could reload. The flood was so far out in the wilderness that my show was reviewed in Field and Stream. But after the show, this lady came up and she said, "Mr. Long, I would like to capture you on canvas." And I said, "Oh, are you a painter?" She said, "No, I have an army cot in my RV." When this fellow walked into the bar and he ordered 5 bourbons, 5 scotches, 5 gins, and 5 tequilas. The bartender set them all up, and the guy just drank them down fast as could be. He just drank them all down. And the bartender said, "Phew, I've never seen anybody drink that fast. Tell me, why did you drink those that fast?" And the guy said, "Well, you drink that fast too if you have what I have." And the bartender said, "Well, what do you have?" And the guy said, 50 cents. Now, this next piece is dedicated to my Aunt Grace, the most remarkable woman. At the age of 79, she started walking 2 miles a day. Now she's 86, and we don't know where the hell she is. Actually, I'm going to play a song from my CD. Unfortunately, the CD's sold out. I mean, that's good for me, but if you want one, maybe we could talk after the show or something, and I can explain how to get one. But at any rate, they're all sold out, and I thank you very much for that. I think so highly of this next song that I put it as cut number 1 on the CD, and I hope you love it too. It's a kind of a beloved melody around the world, and it's a very beautiful theme from Love Story. And it goes like this.
Wonderful talent, great friend of Celebrity Cruises. We're so lucky to have Bob travel with us. Now again, if you'd like to pick up a copy of Bob's CD, we're going to be selling those right outside the door here. Bob's going to be there to sign them.
Have you done television work?
I've done TV mostly in Germany, actually. I did some big network stuff in Germany, but around the U.S. local TV, you know, Southern California, San Diego, L.A.
You travel with your lovely wife, Cheryl. How long have you been married?
We've been married 6 years.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, second time around for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love is wonderful the second time around.
Yes, it is.
Well, she seems really nice.
She is very sweet. She's very supportive. And her father's a piano player.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, this is not a joke.
No,
I mean,
he really
made
is.
some fun jokes about it.
No, I was so nervous to meet him, you know, but after we met, about 15 seconds later, we started talking about the piano. So
talk shop immediately.
Yeah, so that was no problem.
I'm sure he approved him, or did he approve? Was he a little skeptical about a musician's son-in-law?
No, actually, no, he was really good about it. You know, he was well familiar with the ups and downs of the business, you know. So
right.
He knew. So that's okay.
I love the bit where you do the audience coming up and playing the washboard. How did you come up with that?
Well, I was at Arizona Charlie's. I had a show in Las Vegas for 6 months at Arizona Charlie's, and I used to bring people up out of the audience there. I had all kinds of stuff. I had maracas, and I had the tambourine. And I'd bring people up. Every day I'd have like 5, 6, 7 people in a row kind of by the stage. And so when I started doing cruise ships, and by the way, I've only been doing ships for about 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. So this is actually still kind of new for me. But when I started doing ships, I said, well, you know, that should work. I mean, if it worked in Las Vegas. And everybody seems to love it. I notice that people sit up a little bit more attentively when they see one of their peers up on stage.
Right.
You know, and what's going to happen here, you know? So I think it's a fun bit, and I'm going to keep it.
Anyway, but you're going to be using this quarter to drag it across the washboard. Now, are you right-handed? Good, because this is a right-handed quarter. Now, if you'll just have a seat right there, Ron, that'll be great. And if you'll just drag that quarter across the washboard. I also have Does anybody know what this is? Maraca. I'm going to get somebody out of the audience to play maraca. Well, how about Mrs. Ron? Is that your husband, or is this a pleasure cruise? Is that right? Oh, both. That's terrific. Well, what is your first name, dude? Pat, everybody. Let's give Pat a nice warm round of applause. Come on up, Pat. We're going to put you next to Ron here in this chair right here. If you'll have a seat right there. Now, while Cheryl's getting... Oh, I have a shaker, too. And I think I'll just have Cheryl play the shaker. And I have a quick quiz question. Do you guys know why dogs are such lousy dancers? Well, because they've got 2 left feet. Well, I had to say something. Cheryl was taking some time getting that chair out here. Now, Cheryl, if you'll take the shaker, let's hear what those 3 instruments sound like played at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's what I thought they'd sound like. Now, in the middle of this, Ron's going to take a washboard solo, but we're going to help him out by making noise or doing whatever we can to help him out. Ready? Here we go. Oh, on the island washboard she could play. You can hear her on the boardwalk every day. And there's also on the ground, summer all around. Well, the duck is up in her leg. Symbols on her fingers make you know. Johnson on the long before the board. Night through the knee, the band was there. Told me I was what you were. Good. He's for Ron, the king of the washboard. Thank you very much, Tim. Great job. Thank you. And a big round of applause for Pat, too. She did great on the maraca, didn't she? Thank you, Dave. I wish I could send you guys back with a prize or something. Yeah, how about an orange? No, I guess it's not good enough. How about this? I'll autograph it. Big round of applause for Cheryl, too. She did real good, too, didn't she? You know, Cheryl and I haven't been married that long, and I just worship the ground her father discovered oil on. But I'm mad at her tonight. I don't know if you could tell, but I am. I'm mad at her because last night she called me a model husband. And this morning I went up to the library and looked in the dictionary under model, and it said a small replica of the real thing.
Bob Long.